What's going on,
Hello,
everybody?
it's me. It's Johnny Van Frank. I am back, folks. I hope you're ready because it is me. I'm back. I know you missed me. I know I missed me. We have a new camera set up. The podcast data is leveled up. Look, I got a remote to that autofocus. You got me, Bill. You got me, Bill. Hey, we are here live. I am so excited to be here with you. What's your name again?
It's literally at the bottom of
Oh,
the
there it
screen.
is. There was stuff popping
I've
up. I
been
didn't know what was happening.
I've been on your show like 12 times now.
I don't. Names and faces, they're tough. They are tough.
Well, fine. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Taco Tully. That's Johnny Van Frank. It's good to see you, man. Look at us. Look at us. Keeping this place going while they're on vacation.
They're on vacation again.
Yeah.
Man, I might need to up that pay. That's
I
a
just
little bit
noticed you don't have a
ridiculous.
cast on anymore either.
I do not. The pickleball accident. It's better. We're not 100. We're not 100,
Okay.
but we're
Okay.
better.
That's
Looking at
good.
you.
I'm
I'm
glad to
looking at
hear
you,
that.
David Spade. He came in there with a big old swing. I hit it right back to him. He didn't like that. He came at me. Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
I know nothing about pickleball, but I do know this. We're hosting the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Welcome. Make sure to hit that QR code in the top left corner. Like, share, subscribe. Help them to get those numbers up. They're doing very well to kick off 2024 here, and that's because of you guys. So as always, if you know one person that would enjoy this podcast, just send a link to them. Send our channel. Send them our Twitter page. Just like, share, subscribe. Help us to run those numbers up. Johnny, you ready to talk some wrestling today, man?
I'm always ready to talk wrestling. My question is for you, my friend. Are
Yes,
you
I have
ready to talk
tacos.
wrestling?
Yeah, me and my walking taco are ready.
What we got there? We got some protein
To walk
chips.
to walking taco I got in there, yeah.
What's a protein chip? Is that a Funyun?
No, it's just a chip
You know, I
that
like
has a lot of
Funyuns. The
protein.
Funyuns are really good because they are onion flavored chips, but they don't leave the breath too bad. And boy, let me tell you, when you're in show business, you do not want bad breath.
That's why it's good that we're in different rooms as we do these. You ready to talk Monday Night Raw?
I'm always ready to talk Monday Night Raw. My question is, are you ready to talk Monday Night Raw?
I am beyond ready to talk Monday Night
Remember,
Raw.
I'm
I've
the
been
host,
looking.
though. Don't interrupt me.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. Look, I've
Don't
been
interrupt
looking
me.
forward to this
Don't
all
interrupt
week.
me.
Okay, Junior
Don't
and Ray
interrupt
Ray are tired of me talking about what happened on Raw last night.
I still don't know who those people are, but
No, you'll meet them. They're great. But say hi to Bill for
carry
me.
on, my friend. Carry on.
Anyway, so Monday Night Raw is in the books. Let's start at the beginning. Drew McIntyre having one of the best promo battles of his career with Pepsi Phil. What'd you think?
Eric's favorite wrestler was back last night. Had a good little interaction with Drew McIntyre. I liked what they did. It was a good setup, I think, and a good, almost a little bit of a tease maybe for a chamber match between these two. Question mark.
Well, I kind of hope so. Especially looking at the year that Drew McIntyre is going to have in 2024, the contract is still up in the air by all accounts, and we're kind of figuring out where everything goes from here. Podcast Dad made an excellent point last week that he's
As
had
he
10
does.
straight championship match losses. That's not good.
It's not good.
You
That's
know,
not good.
so
Man, that guy is smart. I will say that.
I know that he is. I believe it. I know that he is. But anyway, let's talk about this promo here between Punk and McIntyre. This was probably the most heelish that McIntyre sounded during this kind of slow burn heel turn, but the crowd seemed to be behind what he was saying.
Well, it's. I think it's still going to be hard to sell a CM Punk as kind of this returning hero after what he did, right? Like everything Drew brought up was kind of like, yeah, well, you got a point, and it's kind of that role that he's in right now is he is a very relatable bad guy, which I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a bad thing, but crowds are going to cheer him either way because they like Drew McIntyre. That's a good thing for Drew because people want to see Drew. So as far as a heel goes, it's probably not the best to get reactions like that, but I think we're going to start to see the newness and the homecoming period, as you say, of CM Punk, I think it might come sooner rather than later. And let me tell you about Homecoming Night. That's a fun night.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah, I mean, I'm comfortably in my 30s now, but sure, okay, yeah, that's what that's about. Anyway, um, so here's how I'm. I mean, here's how I'm kind of looking at this: 10 championship match losses. Again, that's just bad. That's just bad. We know the contract is coming up this year. Is this the? I'm starting to feel like this is the end of the road for Drew McIntyre in this WWE run right now.
I don't
And
know
it's unfortunate.
if Tony Khan keeps trying to hinder the gender. That's his buddy. Better watch yourself.
I got some thoughts on that later.
I'm just saying, like, if you're weighing your options, if you're Drew McIntyre, look how they're handling some of the bigger names that have been brought in as of late. Edge is on the show tomorrow night in an 8-man tag match.
Edge is not on Dynamite tomorrow night.
Isn't it Homecoming?
It is Homecoming, but Edge isn't on TV tomorrow night. Adam
You know
Copeland
what?
is.
You know what? You know what? Here's the thing.
What?
And I'm going to start this right off. We're about
They're two
7 minutes
different
in.
they're
We're about
two
7
different
minutes
people.
in right now. We're about 7 minutes in. You shut your mouth. Don't you do this. The man has been Edge for 25 plus years. I'm going to call him what I want, and you're going to like it.
And he's been Adam Copeland on AEW since October.
Has he?
Yeah.
Has he?
That's literally his name.
Move on
It's
to the next
literally on the
subject,
graphic.
Taco, before I get angry.
Nah, take it easy, Parcheesi. We're just having a good time here.
Parcheesi, what a game that is, man. If you are having a great Friday night, break out the Parcheesi, and my goodness.
Rummy's a better game. But anyway, let's talk women's
Did you call me?
division. I said Rummy is a better game.
The women's division, yes. We had a great tag team match last night. Taco, who was wrestling?
No, so I wasn't going to talk the women's division match yet. I want to talk about this pro. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. All that I'm saying is, here's where I want to start. Look, this would have never happened with Pat Sajak. Okay, look, all that I was going to say is we had a promo segment between Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. I can't remember the last time that we had a significant in-ring promo that got the time that these two did to lay the groundwork for the road to WrestleMania. Now, I know that the podcast that has some thoughts about Nia Jax and her return so far, but in 2024, she has come off as a much more credible challenger to the Women's World Championship than she really has before. And this promo battle with Rhea really, really elevated the game. Okay, you got your opinion, I got mine. It's cool. You can go ahead and speak now. I'm going to take a bite of my walking taco.
As the kids say, slow your roll there, Taco. Credible challenger? No. A challenger? Sure. I'm cool with that. A challenger's fine. But you, sir, you cannot sit there in your walking taco pants and say that Nia Jax would ever beat Rhea Ripley to win that title.
First of all, I'm wearing shorts, and second of all, did Nia Jax not beat Becky Lynch last week?
It's not what I asked.
I know, but I answered.
It's not what I asked. Answer what I asked. Answer what I asked. I'm the host. You're the guest.
Wait, this is a joint production.
Answer
here.
what I asked.
Do
you think right now that they would book Nia Jax to beat Rhea Ripley?
It could happen. Anything can happen. Jinder Mahal is getting a world title shot next week. I don't want to hear it. What I am saying is that they have done a great job of trying to make Nia Jax a much more believable monster heel. Can I finish?
I didn't say a word.
Anyway, you've been watching too much Friends. Look, all that I can say is that Nia Jax are at least making an attempt to build her as a credible monster heel. She came off confident in this promo against Rhea Ripley. Rhea needs challengers for the Women's World Championship because she has been so invested in the Judgment Day story and everything that's going on with R-Truth right now that we really haven't seen a segment like this from her before. This excited me because she needs something on the road to WrestleMania. Do I think that Rhea versus Becky is still likely the match that we're going to get? Sure, but Rhea needs a challenge going into Perth. This is the biggest challenge she could have so far. The story is that, okay, Fatal 5-Way, didn't have to pin Nia in order to retain her title because she didn't. Now it looks like in Australia or at the Rumble, she's going to have to go through Nia Jax if she wants to get to WrestleMania. That's an interesting story to me.
Or, she's in the chamber and
Turn your phone off.
Nia Jax is that final opponent. I don't know if that would be the case.
Oh, you mean like a final boss? Like I'm saying that they're doing a good job of trying to build her as?
Again, credible? No. Challenger? Yes. I could see that. An obstacle for both Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley to overcome on their way to WrestleMania is not a bad thing. And I'm okay with that. But you don't sit here and tell me it's a credible challenger. It is a program for them both to find a common enemy to get through to get to each other. And I am totally fine with that. I'm totally fine with them making her look like a monster. But in no way, shape, or form will I ever believe that she would take the title off either of those two.
Okay, well, let's move on to the next part of the women's division since I got you a little cranky there, Angry Slacks.
Not cranky.
Yeah, I detect a little crank.
This is a podcast on the radio on channel 9387, and I'm just giving my opinion as the host of the show.
We're part of Main Event Network.
It's the what now?
We're on YouTube, and we're part of Main Event Network. Okay,
thank you. I am the main event. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. You're so nice. Okay. Hey, you're a tube too. Thanks.
There's that contract biting me in the ass again. Anyway, Women's Tag Team Championship. I don't know. I just look like a lot like the guy that did. So, Women's Tag Team Championship match: Kaden Carter and Katana Chance taking on Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Now, I didn't get to watch this entire match because I was out with Chris, Calvin, Cool Chris, and Todd just hanging out and doing trivia. So, can you tell me what happened in this women's tag match? I know they're retained, but what did you like about it?
What I did like is the continued, build of the women's tag team division, right? The champions feel like credible champions. The challengers felt like credible challengers. I didn't so much love the finish. It was a little non-believable, I think is the word I would use, with Piper Niven waiting forever to do the Vader bomb spot onto Chelsea at the very end. I think that might be... I think it might be the end of those two. Unfortunately, that's kind of seems, because I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do after this.
Where's Dr. Shelby?
With them not having the titles, he's with Glenn in Tennessee. With them not having the titles and them not, I don't know if they add that much depth to the tag division. I think we're all ready to kind of see Chelsea go out on her own. She also broke out a Rough Rider in the match that Michael Cole did call the Rough Rider. So,
yeah. Hey. I mean, she does own half of it. Community property state.
Ding, ding, ding. That might be a surprise in the Rumble. Get prepared, folks.
We'll see. He's got belts everywhere still.
That's fine. Mickey James was in the Rumble.
I know, but that's different when it comes to Impact compared to all the other promotions that Cardona has his belts in. Okay, and not to mention, yes, it'd be nice to see him in the Rumble, but we do have a friend that has a much more important outing against him a couple months later.
Who's to say it's just a one-off?
I'm just saying.
They've done it before. I've seen Tatanka in a Rumble. He didn't come back.
These are two just entirely different scenarios, and you know it, but okay. All right, okay.
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know what I see over here. You're asking me questions, I'm answering them. You're getting angry that I'm answering the questions you're asking.
I'm not getting angry that you're answering the questions I'm asking.
I'd really hate shoddy interviewing on your part. Some shoddy interviewing.
This isn't an interview. This is a television.
Gotcha journalism. That's what you're doing, aren't you? You're trying to get Johnny hot, and Johnny's not going to sell that.
Yeah, a little something right there.
No, I don't. It's the lighting in the room.
Better now?
Lips are pink.
Better now?
Get over it.
You need a Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry, okay?
I'm on a diet.
Okay. All right, so can we talk Judgment Day now?
We can talk our truth.
That was probably that's one of the best things that I've seen all year, and we're only 9 days into 2024. Everything about that was awesome. I mean, R-Truth, I think that he can be I think that he can be considered a comeback wrestler of the year for this run he's having with Judgment Day right now.
Already. Already, yeah. The pre-tape was hilarious. The way he got he popped Priest again. Like Priest is going to break on live TV one of these times, and it's going to be awesome. Nick Mysterio. I mean, it was trending.
Tom and Nick Mysterio.
Yeah, but Nick was trending on X for a while after because we're
Well,
trying to
let's give
find
a
the
little
long
love
lost
to
brother.
Tom.
Well, he
give a
knows
little love to
Tom.
Tom.
He
Okay.
knows Tom. He hasn't met Nick.
Just saying.
And I think the best part of that entire thing was him on the Judgment Day VHS, which was hilarious. Like the whole thing was awesome. Hey, R-Truth, amazing run. I love what they're doing with him. I don't want it to end. It's breathing a little bit more life into the Judgment Day after War
Yeah.
Games and giving them something to do, and I'm totally happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, because realistically, this is an easy way to spin out Damian and Rhea for these babyface runs that they seem to be primed for. I mean, everybody was cheering Mommy during that interaction with Nia, and people are ready to do the same thing with Priest. I think that this gives it some levity, and if it's kind of a hey, this guy is all right, like I kind of want him in the ranks. There's an easy way to further splinter that faction. Finn, JD, Dirty Dom. I mean, they can stay heels as long as they need to. I literally can't even begin to predict when a crowd will cheer Dominic Mysterio again.
They won't. I don't know when they would. That's the problem. Is I don't unless he comes out and maybe saves his dad, which would be something awesome in my view. That'd be a good way to do it, but it's going to be really hard because the guy can't even cut a promo. So without the crowd just destroying him, and it's awesome.
You're not wrong.
I love it.
That's like good heat right there.
It's real heat.
Yeah,
and that's tough for heels to get. There is somebody online getting heat, but we'll talk about him in a second.
I mean, I think that this is the appropriate time to go into it because it does kind of go into the next thing that is worth talking about when it comes to Monday Night Raw. We did see an interaction between Jinder Mahal and Seth Rollins. Basically, the result of that interaction after the sneak attack by Jinder is a World Heavyweight Championship match next week on Raw. Not to be outdone, Tony Khan takes to Twitter, and I'm just going to go ahead and pull up the exact tweet right now just because this is just...
You got them both?
I've just got the one. Is there
There's
another
one? Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right, well, here's the first one. A double standard. Hook, 28-1 career record on winning streak, calls out the champ. A logical challenge sparks online outrage. Jinder has literally lost every single match he's been in for the past year. Immediately gets title shot, Where is the Rage, and then plugs Dynamite tomorrow on TBS. Now, let me see if I can find this other tweet here.
Let's go to his page. It's on there.
Well, he's clapping
USA
at Eric
tweeted.
Bischoff.
No, so okay,
about the cage match ratings. Okay.
Yes.
Moral victory for USA is one win more than their world title challenger Jinder Mahal has had in the past 364 days because it's been literally a full year since he won a match. They really put AEW in our place, getting Jinder Mahal in a big match on your TV show. Do it more often.
And guess what the number one trend on X is right now?
Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal. Hey, Tony, thanks for the free advertising for our main event next week.
And here's... If you'll indulge me for a second, I hope that you will. Here's how I have to look at this, and I've got my notes up here, and I'm going to refer to them just because I want to make sure I get everything out that I want to say about this. It's true, Jinder Mahal has not been on TV much in the better part of a year. Last time that we did see him on TV in 2023, he was managing Indus Sher, thinking that that's going to be a new force in the tag team division, and once again, they are off of TV. Who knows where? Okay, but hashtag push Veer is what Chris would say right now. Excuse me. Now, Jinder played his role to perfection last week, okay? Triple H promised a former WWE champion would appear on the show. Once Jinder's music hit, because we all heard the rumors of who it might be, took the crowd completely out of it so that when The Rock showed up, shot right back up, okay? Now, this is, like, ideally on paper, this segment should not have worked, but it did, okay? Jinder kept up with The Rock and made him look like $1 million when Rock was very clearly gassed after doing the parts that got physical as far as the people's elbow, things like that. Okay? Fast forward to this week. He basically says, I want a shot. I'm going for the Royal Rumble. I'm here to, call out Seth Rollins. And he does that. Picks a fight, sneak attacks him. Now, basically, this gets Seth so upset that, okay, I want to get my hands on Jinder for real, and I'll put my title on the line to do it. Now, Triple H is also a student of the game, pun intended. If there's one thing I love more than tacos, it's puns. Now that, a student of the game is running WWE and all that creative, let's not forget, they went at it in 2013, 2014 for the NXT Championship. That's a nice little bit of long-term storytelling that we're getting out of this, okay? So those are the circumstances as it looks at this particular match. Let's move on over to AEW here. Yes, Hook is 28-1 as a single star, okay? But I wanted to make sure that I pulled up some of these results here and some of the people that he's had these singles matches against, okay? Now, if you'll indulge me here.
Still indulging.
QT Marshall, Anthony Henry, JD Drake, Blake Lee, Serpentico, Aaron Solo, Bear Bronson, Fuego del Sol, Lee Moriarty, Exodus Prime, Balaam Lynx, Jack Perry, Matt Hardy, Peter Avalon, Ethan Page, Stokely Hathaway. Let's see, Serpentico again a couple of times. Let's see, mixed tag match, tag team titles, tag team match. Wheeler Yuta. Okay, now, yes, on paper, Hook is 28-1. Again, at World's End, he was fighting on the pre-show. Okay, now all of the people that he beaten as a singles competitor, these are not people that are challenging for the world title anytime soon. Jinder Mahal is at least a former WWE champion. Now, when we look at both of these scenarios, I'm not exactly looking forward to either one of these matches because at this point, they have not done anything to give Hook credible wins that are going to challenge him to the limit that Samoa Joe is. You saw what he did to MJF. Okay? So, Tony can call it a double standard all he wants and say that, there's outrage over this, when it comes to Hook, but not for Jinder Mahal. From my opinion, there is. I don't want either of these matches. They don't make much sense at all. WWE's makes a little bit more sense because of the storytelling behind it. And then if I want to put my logic hat on, then rewarding Jinder for doing a great job with The Rock. That's how I look at it here. These are apples and oranges. Tony Khan needs a PR team and just like delete your account. Get off Twitter. Anything. Burner account even would be fine.
Taco, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to give you some advice that a good friend gave to me a while ago. Inhale the taco. Inhale the positivity. Because I agree. I'm not looking forward to either one. I'm really not. And are they both random bookings? Sure.
Yeah, but it's stupid to call it a double standard without looking at who might be upset at both matches. You're right. I didn't interrupt me. I apologize.
Hey, Johnny didn't interrupt you. You let Johnny have the floor now.
I appreciate that. You were doing that a lot last week, though, so I'm glad you settled down. I really appreciate it.
All right. Shut your mouth. All right. Johnny lost his train of thought. Not looking forward to either of the match. They're both random bookings. They're both a way to get to a pay-per-view that is weeks away and kind of fill some time for your world champion until we get to that booking. The problem is Tony Khan, you are starting to look like a troll. Like, you are starting to look like the negative parts of the internet wrestling community. Instead of hyping up your own product, you're tearing down the other one, which has now backfired how many times?
Yeah.
Like, Jinder is trending, and people are on Jinder's side because you came at him for no reason. And you want to know a way to burn bridges with other wrestlers is to come at their friends online and do that. Like, when the boss is coming after and pointing out deficiencies with other wrestlers and how they were booked, it's like, dude, stay in your lane. Run your show.
Yeah.
You got Jericho coming on the show again. You can't answer questions about your own company and it being the safest in the world when it's clearly not.
Even though he also said that he was fearful of his own safety at Wembley.
Exactly. Like, Tony needs to start treading lightly because you're throwing stones, but you live in a glass house. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, think about it this way. If I were to get online right now and wonder, oh my God, what's Papa H got to say about this? Nothing. He is running his company. Don't
acknowledge the competition.
Thing. Yeah. And competition is good for everybody. It is great that AEW is here. It really, really is. But again, like you said, problem is there was no reason for this tweet storm. I mean, it's causing dust up. He's going back and forth with Eric Bischoff now. Like,
and look, did
Bischoff a has been?
Did USA
try? Has been.
Did USA try to troll Tony Khan? Yes, but they didn't tweet at Tony Khan. Like,
no.
And the person that runs the USA account is probably not affiliated with the WWE. So
guarantee.
Just let it go. Like, stop taking everything so personal. It's the wrestling business. Stop taking everything like it is a direct attack at you and your company. Yeah. Get over it.
And to be fair, I think they're probably a little bit chat because WWE and Fox did troll the Jaguars after they were eliminated from playoff contention because they found. I know. I'm just saying that's all stuff that we've seen. All that I'm saying is when it comes to these companies, the people that are actually running the creative, Tony Khan, Triple H, one is chirping, the other's just going about living his life and doing him. That's it. And
here's something Johnny will say.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that, and we can move on because I know we're crunched on time. But my final word on this is grow the hell up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I don't think that it can be better said. And I can't say anything else better myself at that. It just, yeah, there's no need for it. There's a great show that's coming up tomorrow. They're going back to Daly's Place. There's a lot of matches that are, on the books in order to honor. They're trying to honor the memory of Brody Lee, so I can understand that. And again, some of the booking decisions are odd, but that's their goal. Is that's the intention that they have, and if that's how they want to do it, absolutely have at it. I'm sure they're going to be great matches because that's what AEW delivers is great matches. All that I'm saying is, don't assume that everybody is on board with the Jinder Mahal decision and making a blanket statement that it's just a double standard all around when we have very clearly shown that neither match makes sense, but I can give some justification to WWE's decision to book the match with Jinder more so than I can, them thinking Samoa Joe versus Hook.
That's fair. Anything else real quick? Anything else that caught your eye?
DIY finally got a win. Kofi and Ludwig Kaiser, I think that was, an awesome spot. I mean, it stinks that, Kofi's kind of the only one with New Day right now, but I did really enjoy them ramping up the aggression for this. I do want to see a couple more matches out of them. Hopefully, Kofi can find a tag partner to do something with that, can take on Imperium since Vinci will be out a couple of weeks as well. But I like what they're doing to try to get Kofi back on TV and we're finally seeing what we might have in Ludwig Kaiser as a single star. So that's really cool.
All right. Hey, great episode. Great job today. Plug the socials. Plug whatever you're doing with your taco. That's you do that on your own time. But for me, Mr. Cincinnati, Eric Robinson, get ready. I'll leave it.
I'm sure he'll be ready.
I'll leave it at that.
I'm sure he'll be ready. It's
plug
fine.
The socials. I gotta catch a flight. Hey, great job today.
Appreciate it. As always,
Bill, go get my bags.
In the top left corner. Like, share, subscribe. If you know even one person that would appreciate this podcast, go ahead and share it with them and let them decide for themselves.
Bill the Gucci.
We got some great interviews coming up this week. Can't wait to share those with y'all. We'll be back next week with more Taco Meat Tuesday. And remember, your taco vibe attracts your taco tribe. So we'll see you guys next week. For Johnny Van Frank, I am Taco Tully. This has been the Wrestling Junkies podcast. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bill, get my